The gentleman from Virginia, Mr. Connolly, is now recognized.
I thank the chair, and I thank our witnesses for being here today. I was the chairman of Fairfax County when the Virginia Tech massacre occurred. At that point in American history, that was the worst gun massacre in our history. I buried 6 young children, students, that week. 6. I'm still in touch with many of the families years later. And the emptiness in their hearts and souls cannot be filled. It is a tragedy that lives with them forever. Those children were killed by a mentally ill person who should not have had access to weapons, but did. He wasn't a criminal. He was mentally ill. We hear excuse after excuse that gun laws don't work. The Australian experience would suggest otherwise. After a series of massacres in that country, Australia adopted some strict gun laws. They don't have the massacres weekly we do. It changed behavior because it changed access to weapons and ammunition. We've heard the answer is arm our teachers. That would be the solution. Ms. Pringle, you deal with teachers. Would that be a good solution from your point of view?
Absolutely not. We know that the majority of not only our teachers, but our parents do not believe that arming teachers would in any way prevent the carnage that we have seen for over 23 years. I just want you to imagine, I was a middle school teacher. My responsibility was to ensure that every student was nurtured and that they could learn, come to school ready to learn every day. And now the suggestion that I, as a teacher, would be responsible for carrying a weapon and making a split moment decision about whether I was going to shoot someone or not, whether that responsibility would be mine to bear, that is a distraction from what we know we need to do in this country, which is to pass comprehensive gun control laws, something we have never done. In the short time that we did ban assault weapons, we saw that carnage go down, didn't we? Yes, we did. But we've never passed comprehensive gun legislation in this country.
Thank you.
We need to do it now.
Mayor Adams, welcome. Thank you. Mayor Adams, you're the mayor of, I think, the largest city in the United States?
Yes.
Would it be a good idea from your point of view as the mayor of that city and your commitment to reducing crime in that city to arm our teachers in all of your schools in New York City? Would that be a solution from your point of view?
No, and I think the facts show that between 1996 to 2010, one study found that police officers were 3 times more likely to die from gun violence with a heavy flow of guns in their city. So it's harmful to the law enforcement community, it's harmful to our civilians, and it's harmful to our children.
Mr. Gramaglia, Police Commissioner, would arming teachers help your force? Would it have made a difference in your community in Buffalo?
I think what we have to be careful on is to not militarize our schools and make students feel like they are in a system where they are surrounded by weapons in an institution where they're supposed to be learning. I certainly agree with that, hardening our targets, making sure our schools are safe buildings, having a strong school resource program where school resource officers are engaging with their students, are building trust within their students. But I think we have to, caution against over-weaponizing our schools. It causes fear in our students, and I think we need to engage our students in these conversations.
And just real quickly, and Ms. Pringle's point, the use of weapons and the decision to use them for law enforcement can be a split-second judgment, and that requires careful training, does it not?
It's a considerable amount of training for absolute split-second decisions that are second-guessed for years on.
Thank you. I yield back.